Alright, let's see how this works out. Oh man.
It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time.
What's up, Chandler? How you doing, man?
Your identity, it's mind over everything.
22. Tags.
When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
Put that over there. Jeff Ducky, thanks for asking. That's good to hear. I'd be better if this shit wasn't so damn frustrating. It's the second week in a row. I guess Streamlabs OBS is just trash now. What's up, Austin? How are you, man? It's like I get like 5 minutes into a stream and then it just shuts off. I don't know what's going on. I'm using OBS Studio, which I don't necessarily care for because I have to have a tab open just to read chat, whereas Streamlabs OBS is all built in. And like I said before I got cut off last time, it's been a long ass day. It's like nothing has gone right today. It's frustrating. This. I guess we'll start. I have no clue what I'm playing. Like zero idea. I don't have a plan map in mind at all.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. Seems like I'm getting some lag. It's not. It's just
things have gone drastically downhill since last night. I now have COVID.
Ow.
As you can tell, like I sound terrible. I don't know. I don't even know what happened. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. It's like I haven't been anywhere in the past week except for my work. And like, I don't let people come near me at work. So yeah, because like
one of those days, man.
Yeah, like last time I had COVID and I was like totally fine. It's like laughing about it. This time, oof.
It was me, but the first time I got it, I was good. The second time, it just kind of beat the living daylights out of me for about a week. And that was good.
Yeah, well, I think I've had COVID twice. I mean, I think this is the third time, but both times. No, actually, no, this is the second time. But it was like both booster shot things did, like, really made me not feel great. COVID itself did. Yeah, this time it's not ideal.
That's what them booster shots were. It was the boost that when you caught it again, make you feel like shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seriously. It's like, what did I do?
Isn't there supposed to be like a new strand too or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. And in my opinion, it's just like, good. Just get it out of the way. It was announced like earlier in the month. So less than a month later, and then I got it. And it's like, I'd rather just, get it out of the way. It's fine.
You want to beta test it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Leave a review for it.
Did not care for this strand.
It's like,
Rather go
you know
back
what?
to
The old strand was
again.
better. Yeah. This sequel didn't really live up to the hype. What's Brandon up to?
A lot.
A lot?
No explanation, just a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, how are you?
Fine.
Huh.
He's a one-word man tonight.
All right. I didn't do it. You're mad at me now? What did I do?
Nothing.
Huh.
What's going on right now?
All right. Well, you'd let me know if I did something, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
He was fine before. He was talking to me, so I don't know what happened. I mean, I did drop a couple F-bombs because I was ready to slap my computer silly. But that wasn't directed
That's
towards
me.
him. I think Streamlabs OBS is just garbage now. I don't know what's going on with it. I start streaming and it crashes out, and then it like just completely makes my whole computer go, don't hit.
hmm.
So far, OBS, that's not what OBS Studio is working.
OBS Studio. Like, what do I use?
Available through Steam.
Streamlabs OBS.
You haven't had any issues?
Yeah, streamed last night.
What the hell, man?
Super late.
Yeah, it was late. That was,
Well, that's the problem.
and it wasn't anything exciting either. Why was I late yesterday? Oh, yeah. My wife got home from work late, so, like, super late. So we were just catching up.
Do husband and wife things. Sit around, chat about the day.
Yep, gotta talk about the day. Gotta talk about whatever's going on. So, usually it's like a half hour or so. It's the priorities.
went over to go swimming at my dad's today. And we walk through the door. My dad drops a bomb on me that he's not doing well at all.
Oh.
The artery they put in is, ow. What the hell was that? The artery it put in his knee is already clogging. So he has to go with something plasty where they go in.
Angioplasty.
Yeah, and they're just going to clear everything out from his...
Yep. From his femoral artery.
Yeah, to his... all the way up, and hopefully that works stuff out. He's also going to have back surgery. They're talking about fusing 3
discs.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom had that.
And they also think his kidneys are failing.
Ooh. Well, that's one that that's a little bit more tricky.
Yeah. So he's a wreck.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Shit, look at me just complaining about COVID. That's obviously way more important.
Yeah, I got.
So how are you doing with it?
I got up pitching that I had to get up at 5 o'clock this morning. I would go over there, relax, and he just drops. My dad, his
Right, parents, right? That like
yeah,
my.
no, exactly.
It's the worst. I hate that so much.
He's like, I
by the
walk
way.
in, he's just sitting there making a sandwich, and they just burst out in tears and starts going on, and I'm like, I'm one of those people like I don't know what to say, so I just make it even more awkward by standing there like.
Oh yeah, like yeah, like okay.
But then.
Yeah,
like,
so he must have known for a little while then, right?
He just found out today.
Oh, okay.
Well, he just found out today that about the artery failing, and then they wanted him to get tests for his kidneys the last time he went, and because they thought something was up, and now he got the results, but. It's like he catches a break and it all goes to shit again because he had that bone spur that just wrecked havoc on his nerve in his back, and he's got all that pain and he couldn't feel anything in his leg. So they've been going, I think she said like once a month. They pretty much, it's like the way she described it, it's almost like acupuncture, but they hook it to electric, so it like shocks them to see how how it responds. And the first few times he went, there was no response whatsoever. Like he could not feel a damn thing. And this last time, there was actually like his leg was reacting to it, and so that gave him hope. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh hey, by the way, and it just shot any hope that he had. Just
yeah. Yeah, because I mean, like the other two things are relatively simple. I know they sound like.
Well, that's the other thing is.
A lot. It's like, but they're pretty routine, like angioplasty and like fusing, like discs in your back. Like any kind of spinal surgery is like concerning, but
yeah,
the success rate is very high. So it's a low margin of error for it. So both those things are relatively low risk at this point. But yeah, the other one, oof.
Well, that's what, like, so he's like right now they just doubled all of his pain meds, and it's been over a year. And like me and because she says the only relief he gets from the pain is sleep. Once he's asleep, then it's just anytime he's awake, he's just in constant pain. So we were talking, like, pretty sure he's addicted to the pain meds because nothing else is helping.
I was gonna say, like, so, like, all of that kind of, like, especially like pain medications and stuff, like that's all processed through your kidneys, so it's not helping like when you take that stuff to begin with, it's not good for your kidneys. So I wonder, like, it could be possibly like a contributing factor to it.
Very well could be. But yeah, so like it's. She said he could sit in because he sits at the table. Like he doesn't really do much because he's in so much pain. She said he could sit at the table and just like not budge at all, and all of a sudden he's just in like hunched over, grabbing at his leg in tears because it hurt so bad. But we went in swimming, and after he dropped the bomb on me, I sat there and talked to him, got his mind off things for a while, and then I was like, I'm gonna go jump in the pool before I have to go, you know. And he basically just to go update my wife on what I was told, you know, husband and wife things.
Yeah, classic.
And he went and laid down. When I come back in, my stepmom was sitting there, and she pretty much told me everything, and then she wanted my opinion on stuff. She's like, you're his son, like what are your thoughts? I was just like, I have no clue, like, because he's really concerned about the back surgery, because he's, you know, once they start working on your back, then, you know, it's all downhill from there. He's like, you can either fix the pain or have the same amount of pain, have less pain. And she's like, at this point, with the amount of pain he's in, she's leaning on the fence, just do it, in hopes that it somehow fixes the pain. I was like, that would be my thinking. I was like, but everyone I've known that's had back surgery somewhat regrets it.
Oh, my mom had that, and it did her a
originates.
great deal of benefits. I mean, she had, I think, like 3 of her lower discs fused, and like it was
Why is this not refilling? It's always
the result of
do
a
I have to
botched
turn it
hip
on?
surgery, and the way that she was walking after the hip surgery did all of the damage. She had like sciatica, and that was like going up her spine
Start pump.
as a result, and she got the surgery, and
What's up, Mason? How are you?
like,
Sorry, guys. I've
the
been
downtime was like
been
a
talking
couple
to
days
you
or like a week, I think, maybe, and she's like back up walking around, no problem.
Let's see, maybe I could tell him that.
Yeah,
His
Yeah,
mind
it's-
off the-
yeah, it is. I know, because like anything that's like spine related, where you have like nerves and everything, and you're messing with that, is scary as hell. Like my mom was terrified to do it, but seeing where she is now compared to where she was like a year ago,
That's good to hear, Mason.
you know, she's much more mobile and in a lot less pain. Like she wouldn't, like she was using a cane to walk. Mind you, she's like 67. Using a cane, it's like, oh God. Like, you can't live like this, Ma.
Maybe we do oats, sorghum. So he's... Well, like, my stepmom was telling me, she's like, the way he was raised, like, they cooked everything and just lard. Like, she's like, didn't eat healthy, and then, of course, he smoked from the time he was 14 until up to a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's not
Daily.
going to help.
Yeah, so that's what I told him. I was like, you gotta understand, this is years and years and years of you not taking care of yourself, catching up to you.
Yeah.
You know, he gives the whole, it's not my style of life, you know, I didn't know anything was wrong with alcohol, I could live forever. I was like, just be thankful now you got someone who's there, because if he was still with my mother, like, forget it. He wouldn't be going to the hospital for any of this. There's no way in hell she would let him get any of this taken care of. That's what I told him. I was like, I said, this was, 15, 16 years ago. I said, because he's always bitching and complaining that she's out there doing the yard work and he can't help, and he gets yelled at. It's like taking care of a toddler at this point. He's like, she goes out and do yard work, so he feels the need to go out there and help her, which all he's doing is prevent her from getting it done quicker. And she yells at him like, go inside, I can do it, and I gotta help you, it's not my style sitting around. She's like, when you were out on the truck, I did all this stuff when you were on the truck. This is no different than just a couple years ago. Take your ass back inside, and then I have to hear about it. She won't let me do any yard work. Because you can't, my guy.
Yeah.
I wish like hell I could take him down, because so last year, every year, my uncle and they go to North Carolina. They get to rent a house down the beach for a week with my aunt and uncle. And last year he was down there for like 2 days, and he was in so much pain that he just came back home. So they told him they spent all that money last year, that this year they got him covered. Like they'll cover it because they got the whole house to themselves last year. All this other stuff. So my dad's not allowed to drive ever since he wrecked my stepmom's Flex. And she's got when she was in an accident, she crushed her ankle, and so she can't drive for long periods of time. She's like, I can make it like an hour and a half. She said, and then I have to pull over and rest a bit. So she's driving, and she refuses to take the interstates. She said anything over two lanes she's not doing. Like, so he's in charge of plotting the course down to get her to take as many side roads, and every hour and a half they're gonna have to stop for a while. She's like, we got all day to get down there. I was like, the oldest one just started school today, and then the youngest one starts next week. So there's no way I can hop in and take them down there.
Right.
And I was like, I'd love to help you guys out, but I can't.
Yeah.
She's like, nope, I'm gonna drive, and I'll just have to stop every now and then.
All right.
I was like, oh good lord, this is gonna be I'm gonna get a phone call. I see it coming.
At least one phone call.
Would you just tell her I can drive? No, I'm not.
Not gonna happen.
That sucks, Chad. And on top of that, my keys still don't work for my mailbox. I'm pissed.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Hopefully you weren't expecting anything important.
Oh no, just the kids' school stuff. Finally, apparently she got approved in May, and we finally got it today. Because they put it in our old mailbox. But the youngest one got approved for braces from our insurance. So.
Oh, there you go. I mean, that's big news.
Yeah, it means we're going to have to deal with her complaining about it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
The oldest one,
that's part of growing up, though.
The older one's more quiet complaints. The younger one is more gonna tell you about how bad it hurts for the next 2 years until you get tired and you want to cut them off yourself. And that's the younger one. The older one, She had braces. Didn't complain once, other than having to go to the orthodontist so much.
Yeah, that is downside. I figured, like, at this stage in, like, technology and stuff, that, like, Invisalign would be, like, the standard for braces. And they wouldn't do, like...
You would think, because that's been
Old school
around
braces.
since, like, I was a teenager.
Yeah, and it's, like, it's way cheaper if you think about, like, the cost of... Like, it's plastic. Braces are metal.
Yeah, you would think. Because I remember, because the woman we used to camp with, she worked at a dentist's office. She was like the receptionist or something, and that she got it. And that was when I was younger than the youngest one is right now. So, yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah. Because, like, I was thinking about doing that. Like, I went through, like, I had braces, but I got them later. So, like, I didn't get my braces off until right before I went to college. So I was 18, but I didn't get them until I was like 15. And like, it was definitely a thing, but I didn't wear the like, I got the braces off and then immediately went to college. It's like not living at home, and like my parents weren't responsible for my various appointments and stuff at that point. So there was like, oh, once you're done with your braces, you got to wear this like retainer thing to keep them in place for a year. And like, I just didn't do that because I was in college. And then once it didn't fit, like, my teeth started moving and stuff. And I was like, oh, well, that sucks. So I always wanted to, like, go back and get Invisalign to, like, fix them up a little bit. There's just, like, small gaps between the teeth.
What's your thoughts on the dental implants?
Oh, all 100% on board. I'm banking on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I haven't been to the dentist in like 10 years, so.
Same, and
I imagine like the amount of cavities that I would have, like each time I went to the dentist back in the day, like when I was going every 6 months, and I'd have like 2 cavities every time where they'd have to fill, and I'm like, well, multiply that by like 10 years, and like I'm gonna have a shitload of them, so I might as well just. Like, fucking, like, my dad did that.
that's what
Like,
my stepmom did.
He had my dad had wild teeth. Like, some of them were, like, green. And they were all, like, crossed over and stuff. And then, like, I just remember one day, it was during the pandemic, and we went out on the boat with him. And I was like, wait, did you get, like, veneers? Because all of a sudden his teeth were, like, bright and white, perfectly spaced. And I was like, that's not, I don't know that. I just remember his history of, on like, as a kid, like Saturday mornings, he would have to go to the dentist to get like regular root canals.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
And not anymore. And it's just like, well, shit, because I know I'm going to have to get like root canals out the wazoo if I go back to the dentist now. So I'm just like saving a cash fund to like rip them all out. Get dental implants.
that's what I want to do.
Ah,
Just get them all yanked.
you don't have to
my
deal with
stepmom
it.
said that, she said, if you do it, just spend the money to get your uppers done, because she said that's why she ended up getting it, because she had dentures, and
Well, dentures suck.
she said that the top ones are the worst. The bottom ones, they actually stay in or something like that. So she just went with the top. And I'm like, oh. And then she ended up going back.
No, if you're
and
gonna do it,
getting them
just
all-
do it. Yeah,
Getting them all done. And
just do it.
I think she said she only has to go back once a year to get them clean. She don't have to brush them or anything or something like that.
Oh, let me just probably fucking brush them.
I
My God.
she said just go in once a year and they clean them and you're good to go for the rest of the year. Like, good lord.
Yeah, like I don't hear of my dad having like dentist appointments anymore, so like, I feel like that's the way to go. Like you, with all of the like the sheer amount of like shit that they have in food these days, like you can't, like what do you expect? Like your teeth are not going to survive the amount of like chemicals and processed stuff that goes into food these days, regardless of what you eat. So like, what do you expect it to do? Sit there and spend all the money to go to the dentist every month or twice a year and get all the cavities filled? Like your teeth are going to become metal anyways. Granted, the only difference is between getting like the dental implants and your regular teeth is like you have some kind of sensation. So like I'd imagine chewing would be weird. It's gotta be.
Is it? Like,
I mean, think about it. Like you do have some kind of
oh,
not
yeah.
like feeling, but you have like a sensation in your tooth because there's like a there are nerve endings there.
Yeah. But isn't that like most of that in your gums? Wouldn't like the put
No, it's in your teeth too.
It's weird, I should ask her about that. But yeah,
I never asked my dad. Like I actually never called him out on having dental implants. And I was just like noticed it, and I was like, okay, well, like, if he wants to talk about it, that's how my parents are. It's like, well, if they want to talk about it, they'll bring it up. So that's where I can kind of relate on all the health stuff. Like I don't find out anything health related from my parents until after they deal with it.
yeah, that's
Like my mom had breast cancer and like they didn't tell me for 6 months until they had already figured out like her treatment plan and she was already like going through chemo and stuff, and then they told me, and they knew that she was gonna be okay. I was like, are you kidding me?
that's exactly how my dad was. I think that brain bleed scared the living shit out of him to the point where now, like, and I've stayed on top of him. Like, you need to let me know what's going on. And
Yep.
if he doesn't tell me, he gets an earful from stepmom until he comes out with it. It's like, dude, tell me. Like, you know,
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna.
I'd rather
care.
be there for you during
Yeah,
than
like,
after.
help out. Yeah, because like my dad, like my mom was going through a whole lot, and like my dad was having a hard time, and so I like went down and moved back in with my dad for a couple weeks, and then he just had like a total mental breakdown in the kitchen one night, and like you, was like, I don't really know what to do here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but it's like, had you just asked me like 6 months ago, or like filled me in, I could have been down here to like alleviate some of the pain, some of the stress of like taking my mom to appointments, and so you don't have to like take time off from work and stuff. Like, Jesus, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Like she has that crushed ankle, so it's hard for her to drive. Her drive with Christiana, which is just under her limit. So I'm like, I could be helping, you know, if he needs a ride.
Mhm. Yeah, but just like let you know,
Yeah.
like with whatever kind
him
of
asking for help,
notice
like,
is possible.
pulling
I
teeth,
know.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, like.
it's gonna be a
I was
generational
actually
thing.
shocked that he actually called me out of the blue last weekend. Was like, "Hey, can you help me change the mower blades?" I was like, "Holy shit, it's gonna
Excuse
storm!"
me?
He's actually helping or asking for help. And then he gets there. It's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you gotta climb this ladder." And I was like, "Son of a bitch! I knew there was."
Right. Like, oh, now I see why.
Yeah. I mean, he knows I hate climb for it. I guess that was his. It was his bargaining chip. It's like, I'll ask for help. I just won't tell him I need him to go up a ladder.
Right. So I mean, information was still withheld.
Yeah. Oh, he knows I hate climbing the ladder. The first thing he's like, yeah, you gotta grab that ladder. I say, what? Oh yeah, we need to get that chain out of the tree there. All right. I was like, I wish you would have told me. I could have wore sneakers instead of fucking flip flops, dude.
Yeah. It's not proper ladder safety.
I was like, I kicked them off and climbed up barefoot, digging it in the bottom of my foot. Urgh.
Yep.
Was it aluminum or wooden ladder?
Aluminum.
Nah, that ain't hard on the foot.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Climbed
Those
up,
are hard on.
I climbed up barefoot on and then before.
Yeah.
Yeah, little
No
rings
issues.
dig into your feet.
Yeah, it's not good for the feet.
It's a lot better than gravel.
You wouldn't catch me walking barefoot on a gravel road.
Been there, done that, so.
I don't even like walking barefoot in their backyard because they got roots everywhere.
I
Really?
just don't like walking barefoot.
Oh my god.
I'm never barefoot ever.
Are you barefoot now, or you got slippers on?
Well, no, I wear shoes.
You're wearing shoes
in the
right now?
house?
Yeah, I wear shoes in the house.
Right now, you have shoes on.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you, dog?
Now you know that's weird if Brandon's asking what's the hell's wrong.
I mean, I wear shoes in the house too, yes. But if I'm going to stay in the house for that rest of the night, the sun bitches are coming off.
Yeah,
As soon as I'm home for the day, I kick shoes off. But I gotta walk around barefoot or in my socks.
Nah, I don't like being barefoot.
I definitely don't like walking around in socks in this new apartment though, because the kitchen, I almost fell and busted my ass the other night. I'm like, I'll pass on that.
There's two things that I'm always wearing. I'm always wearing a hat, and I'm always wearing shoes.
I wear a hat until I sit down at the desk.
Listen, you never know. You never know.
I can't wear a hat whenever I'm at the computer. Just too much of a distraction.
I very rarely wear a hat.
I wear hats like damn near 24/7.
Yeah, I wear a hat 24/7.
Even whenever I'm welding, I have it backwards just to keep my neck protected.
Yeah, even if I'm working out wearing a hat. The only time I can't wear a hat is when I'm in the office.
Because of policy or just because?
Yeah. Really? That's policy, yeah. Like when I worked at a different company.
The one that you attach yourself out of?
No. COVID happened for that one. But I could wear whatever I wanted to as so long as it was the company's brand. So I wore hats every day. So that was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I wore hats and gym shorts and a hoodie into the office. It was sick.
You're one of those people that wears...
I'll never forget in high
school.
It was the company.
Please tell me you don't wear shorts in the goddamn winter.
No. I used to in high school. Not anymore. I'm old.
Say, whoever the hell does that, it just drives me nuts.
I don't wear them out, but I wear them inside.
I haven't worn shorts since gym class of high school.
Wow. Yeah, no, like right now I got shorts and a t-shirt on. Like that's my home clothes.
I mean, whatever I wore during the day, I wore at night, but besides that...
You don't wear swimming trunks?
Last time I went swimming was in swimming class in high school.
Jesus Christ, man.
I think no way, this was during high school. Yeah, we had a sleeper for one night, but jumped in the pool. Bloody hell, that thing bitch was cold as hell. It wasn't even winter time yet. But yeah, I mean, I don't wear shorts. I hate wearing shorts. I feel exposed.
What, you got like a nut hanging out one of the legs or something? Like,
no, it just... I do too much shit that long pants is more required than shorts, so...
my day to day is jeans. Like if I have to go somewhere, I toss jeans on. The only time I really wear like shorts outside is if I'm like I'm going over, because I like after I get out of the pool I don't like putting jeans on. So I have like a pair of khaki shorts or jean shorts I'll take with me. And
jorts.
Yep, I'm rocking the John Cena jorts. I got jorts and New Balances. I'm total dad mode.
Yeah, oh yeah. Even whenever we had the pool in high school, I took a shower, put the jeans on, and washed out.
What's up, Whip the Fire Buff? How are you, man? Oh, man. You things you never thought you would, lessons you would learn from your stepmom. I learned one today. She's experimenting with growing. So while they're gone, I gotta take care of her plants. So, Brandon, you get any of your projects working yet?
Oh, you're real funny.
Trying to be. You take that as a no then?
Yep.
What'd you do?
Well, you remember a couple weeks ago what talked about my ATV getting rebuilt. Well, they only did a half-ass job, so.
What exactly were you getting done to it?
A full rebuild.
And you didn't do it yourself?
I didn't have all the equipment and tools.
I'm alright, thanks for asking, man. What exactly is it? Your AT, whatever it is. Cause I saw the picture and I had no clue what the hell that thing was supposed to be. I guess he disappeared. Yeah, I think this is the most we've gotten done. Of course, we got that tank on the front. how's that work? Is it just refilling the back tank as it's going? Is that how that works?
So what else were you asking? Got
So
distracted.
what exactly is it? Like, I've seen the picture, but I couldn't
Just a
figure out what it was.
UTV.
Just like, you don't know the brand or anything?
It's a hill hauler.
A hill hauler?
Mm-hmm.
And how old is this thing?
The engine is from 1985, so somewhere around the mid 70s to late 80s.
So I'm taking it, since they half-assed it, that you're still believing that this curse and now you can't get anything done because it's half-assed. Is that what I'm getting from this story?
What's cursed?
Brand's cursed. Okay,
Brandon, you're
so-
cursed?
Feels like it.
Oh. Why?
Because something that left his property hasn't left his property for over a decade.
You? Just kidding. Why? And then have bad things been happening since then?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
First day it left, shit started happening.
So are you going to try to get it back?
Oh, it's back on the property.
Oh, well then
But
what's the
it's
problem?
only half-assed fixed, so now he thinks he's cursed.
So it's half-assed cursed? It's half cursed?
Yeah. I told him it needed a full rebuild as low compression and its bearings seem bad. Because you could, if you work on engines, you would just know it just was bad. So I told him that, started working on it, and then halfway through I told him, did you check the bearings? Because I'm pretty sure the bearings are shot. Then he comes back, yeah, the bearings are fine, blah, 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 blah. Turns out I get it back, paid quite a bit of money for this half-assed job. All he did was hone the cylinders and put new pistons and rings in. So I get it back, supposed to run it for 5 to 10 hours because that's break-in period for the engines. And it still has a noise. Still has a knocking noise. So I look around, play around with it a little bit. The crankshaft is weeb wobbling around. A couple thousandths. Because the
Nicholas, how are you, man?
PTO shaft is supposed to be dead nut center and not move at all. No side-to-side play. Well, this one does. And then it turns out bullshit I got to deal with here. For some reason, my engine must have been a Friday night third shift bullshit. It's a Briggs & Stratton. They have no records of anything about this engine because it's a solid bearing housing. What I mean by solid bearing housing, the actual housing, it's bearing for the crankshaft. The older generation of this engine had actual ball bearings. So now I can't even find parts for this engine because it was an off-beat or whatever the hell it is. The connecting rods need to be new. I need to buy new ones because he said the bearings are fine. Obviously they have slop in them. So now I have to go try to find connecting rods somewhere for it. And then I need to get the engine shipped out to get it honed or bored so I can put a sleeve in that block so I can put the crankshaft back in.
Wild thought here. Have you ever thought about just swapping the engine?
I already spent a lot of money on this rebuild and I was told the bearings are fine. I'm waiting until I get that. I talked to the guy Wednesday. I'm giving him 1 week to send me a receipt, either email or through the mail because he obviously picked up the hill haul and dropped it off, so he knows my address. Give him 1 week, and all hell's gonna break loose on Thursday, Friday. Going down there and
Okay, but hear me out. If this is a hard engine to find parts for, why would you just invest the money instead of pumping more money into it?
because I already spent that much money into it already. Is a problem. I didn't know this was a rare engine, as it turned out to be.
Now you know, so why pump more money into an engine which, if something were to go wrong in the future, you know you're going to have even more of a problem. It's further down the line. Just finding a more common engine, it's easier
Because to buy a new engine is damn near $2,000.
And how much have you pumped into this project so far?
7.
So you've spent over twice the amount of just buying a new engine to get this one.
Because everywhere I've seen was a simple engine. All the manuals, everything else that I found for this model of engine was actually the older generation of this engine. Mine's a newer gen. There's no manuals for this bloody thing. So I didn't know it at the time until I actually opened up the case and looked myself.
I would have swapped the bitch a long time ago, my guy.
Well, didn't know, so I'm facing the consequences. I mean, I can get sleeves, bushings to take the swap out for the crankshaft. That's theoretically no issue. But it's the idea of the son of a bitch not telling me, because if you take it to someone, they should be smarter than you. Well, in this case, it's obviously not true, because I know a hell of a lot about engines, and I know it was bullshit being spread here. So, yeah. Give him 1 week to give me a receipt to say if he actually... If he said, I doubt it, he will ever say it on paper. But if he said that he checked the connecting rods and they were fine, all hell's gonna break loose because, yeah, for that much slop, that's not fine. And it's kind of a sentimental engine, so yeah.
I get that, but you've at the end of the day, you've paid twice the amount of a new engine to get this. I mean, it's not the engine that is sentimental; it's the whole machine, correct?
It's everything because of where it came from. Yes.
Okay, but wouldn't you rather have it
Work?
work, and then just have an upgrade? I mean, you could keep the engine, put it somewhere. I don't know. It sounds like you're wasting more money than you need to. You're not getting the results that you want.
Well, I'm not getting them right now,
I haven't
but
in a long time.
in due time I will.
And how much more money are you gonna put out for it?
I'm waiting for the receipt before I actually go ahead and look at anything more in depth with the micrometer. But I was given an older engine of the same model, same engine. It's a first gen and I have a second gen, I guess would be the best way to explain it. That has aftermarket connecting rods. So theoretically, they would be undersized to the size that I need. I was thinking of pulling those connector rods out and put them in mine. But until I have that receipt, I can't really do anything because...
Crazy thought. If you have an engine that will fit it, why not put it in there while you're getting the
because it has low compression. The guy bought this engine for
He's
this.
not replacing the engine, Phoenix.
I'm
No,
just
hey,
no. I'm
just-
here, my
Not
thing
gonna
is, if
happen.
he has another engine, why not put it in there?
Because
while
here,
he's getting
here's a
the other one
backstory.
fixed?
Yeah,
Here's
but,
the
yeah
backstory.
put a new fucking engine in there. Like, done.
The backstory is the guy who rebuilt this engine that is the original one. He found this one online for sale. The guy said it had good compression and ran fine.
That was not even original to the machine.
Turns out it don't. So I basically got that engine for free for parts. Turns out it's not even the same engine
Oh my god.
because of the bearings. But theoretically, it's the same crankshaft, same piston, same connecting rod, same valve, same everything. Just a first gen versus second gen. So if the specs are right, what I need them to be, I'm just going to swap the connecting rods over to the new engine, to the original engine. But I can't do that until Wednesday or Thursday at least. Because I want to see if he sends me a receipt or not. If not, I'm going down to the shop and get one. Anyway, yeah, that's my dilemma.
Why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Do what?
Switch over the connecting rods.
Because I want to see if he actually has it in writing that he said they were fine. If he said they were fine, all hell's gonna break loose because I'm gonna rip his head off.
Right, but you know that they're not fine.
But
So
if he said that, then I can theoretically tell him, hey, these are not fine. I want you to swap these for me. Or I don't know yet. I'm just waiting to see what the receipt says.
all right, well, better be a damn good receipt.
I know. That's what I'm banking on, but
Very detailed.
that's what I'm hoping for. Just been a shit show. I mean, yeah, I can see you spend $2,000 on a new engine, but I thought, okay, well, if this just needs some pistons because it had low compression, okay, a couple $100, fine. Got a new, good running engine. Well, obviously not. In retrospect, I should have just spent the money, bought all the equipment I needed, and just rebuilt it myself. But I didn't.
I mean, if you have this knowledge, wouldn't it have been cheaper just to buy all the equipment you need?
I was getting the benefit of the doubt that someone knows what they're doing and just let them deal with it instead of me.
Oh, that's very
I think
generous.
you
of
Because-
knew
you.
what you were doing.
Because if I hone that engine 1,000th out than what the spec is, then I have to go up to the next size piston. And that was my thing of, okay, well, I don't want to make this in too pain in the ass for myself.
But yeah,
Let
what's so great
someone-
about the engine, though?
Huh?
What's so great about the engine?
I mean, that's what was in it since factory. I mean, I was trying to keep the whole thing original as possible. Keep the original engine as original look. And how you got like a classic car, well, it's kind of classic UTV.
All right.
I don't know
A
why.
lot
I
of
just,
your classic cars have engine swaps in them.
well, yes,
Not
but
the original engine. It's very rare you see a classic car with the original engine in it.
Yeah.
well, I mean, they're.
Yeah, and you're gonna be putting like.
I mean, the
original
best
parts
classic
in them.
cars are the one numbers that all match. That's the best ones you can ever find and ever will get.
Yeah, but is this thing in pristine condition? Like on the
Everywhere else.
interior and exterior? Is it
I mean,
really-
so is the original seats. Paint has
are
been painted
are
twice.
they are they in pristine condition? Like there's no
I mean,
tears
it's-
or rips in them?
I mean, it's on a farm, so
Exactly. So why are you so concerned?
So
about-
it's a using thing. It's not like a classic car that's
it's not going to be a showpiece.
museum or something. Yeah. So
At the time, I thought it was going to be a simple fix. Spend $500 to $700, let someone rebuild it, and get it back, and so I don't have to dick with this thing. Well,
now
obviously
you're
that
sticking
bit
with
me
it
in the
even
ass.
more. Yeah. Well, I mean,
It wasn't in my mind.
even more now.
Well, it wasn't in my mind that, okay, I'd have to baby someone to rebuild a bloody engine. In my mind, just send it off, let them do it. Whatever they have to do. Okay, great. Bring it back.
Yeah, all right.
At the time, it was supposed to be simple, easy, fast, and done.
All right. I mean,
All I'm saying is once you realize that it wasn't a simple situation, you should have stopped spending money right then and there.
He didn't say it was. That's the made me pissed off. He said those bearings are fine.
So
They're
he didn't
not.
tell you how much it would cost beforehand?
He said around 5 to 6. Not including tow fee, but still. 600, that's a decent price for an engine rebuild. He said the bearings are fine. After I tore it apart, they're not. That's why I'm waiting for that receipt back. And then I'm going from there. I mean, I might have $100 in a
Is this
mill
like
work.
a legit, like, is this some guy just like with a shop on the side of the road, or is this like a legit business?
It's not a dealer.
No,
Virgin Stratton dealer, no.
no, it doesn't have to be a dealer. I mean, if it's a
I mean, I would have.
is it out of some guy's garage at his house?
No, he has a shop by the road.
okay, so when you picked it up, like even the little mom and pop shop right down the road here, no matter what you have done to your car, like they give you a rundown of what they did, what they found, all of that. So you should have gotten
Before
that.
they do the work.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they tell you what they're going to do before you do the work, but
Oh
even
yeah,
after
he
when
did.
you
He told
when you
me.
pay, like they give you a printout of everything they did,
Well, he didn't get
anything
it,
that
so that's what
concerned
I'm
the
waiting
mechanic and all that. Well, that's fishy as fuck right there. You should have when you picked it up or when you dropped it off. You should have asked for that beforehand.
for. Well, I wasn't
'Cause
thinking
now-
at the time because, well, in my mind, it should have been easy.
Because now, if he knows there's a problem, he can easily go.
Oh,
back
he doesn't
and change
know.
it.
He doesn't know anything. I just told him I want the receipt for future down the road of, okay, I did this in 2023, okay. Oh, I can do the rear end next year.
Okay, but
I just want a
Now-
proof of,
now
Work
that you're
was done.
asking for it, he can easily go back and change anything he didn't. That's the yeah part, because he can change anything now. That's why you should have got it right then and there, so that way you could call him with bullshit. Now he can, if he knows he didn't check it, he can easily go back in and say they weren't looking good or what have you. That's why you always get that shit like straight up front, like all the information you can. Like when they put the new engine in my car, like I wanted all the documents.
well, yeah, you went, I mean, theoretically, I should have just went to the local Virgin Stratton deal and had them
But-
rebuild it.
No. Then again, like I'm saying, like there's mom and pop shop like right down the road from me. That's where I get most of my car work done.
Well, yeah,
And
same
it's-
with us.
I mean, it's a local business. They have 2 locations, and they're both within like 15 minutes of ride of where I live. And when they do anything, like they do the inspection, they tell you what the mechanic finds, they tell you what you're gonna need to have to work on next. And it's a 4-page document telling you everything that they've done, everything they found, and everything. And as soon as you go up there, as soon as they give you your keys back, that they have that printout right there to hand over to you. And that's a local.
Can I just say one
it's a
thing?
local little business. It's not a dealer of any sort.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
This is an afterthought right now. I realize that now. But in my mind, at the time, I just wanted this thing rebuilt.
I get that, but you can't. It'd be like if my dad, because his truck is very sentimental to me. It's like him getting rebuilt and not getting any information. It's
Well, that's different. You're going to an actual mechanic that has probably 20 years of experience with
okay,
diesels.
So you didn't go to an actual mechanic. You just went to some guy that has a shop on the side of the road.
No, he's been open for 5 years, and he's close, and he's the one that can haul it. No one else can. I can't haul it.
Well, I think if it was that sentimental
Yeah. How
that you
would
wanted to
load
keep
that
it in
son of a
its
bitch
original
on a trailer?
form, then
I had no way to haul it. I have no truck. The car won't haul it. especially for the size of the trailer. I need like a thing. What the hell? A 7x10 trailer.
Don't you live like right next to a farm and on good terms with the farmer?
They don't have a truck either.
The farmer doesn't have a truck.
We live in a salt belt with Dodges. What the hell do you think? Some bitch
Farmer doesn't have a truck. I don't believe your story right now.
Well, don't believe it then. I'm telling you.
I don't believe for a second, especially if because weren't you bailing, or weren't they bailing something? You mean to tell me he's hauling bales without a fucking truck?
It was a tractor and a hay wagon. Yes.
So he just drives the tractor down. Okay. What kind of back-ass word-ass fucking place do you live in, my guy? That farmer doesn't have a fucking truck to haul hay bales.
Well, he had one, but it's a Dodge, so what do you expect? Frame goes bad in under a year in this salty ass weather.
This salty ass weather. What, you look down by the ocean?
Might as well, for how much salt as they goddamn use on these roads.
Yikes.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, my brother had a Ram for like 6 years, and it didn't get any rust on it.
Must be nice. Well, at least this was a cheaper engine to compare to what I have that else needs rebuilt. So that one's going to be the actual dealer.
Rebuilt?
An Owen engine.
A what?
Owen. O-A-N-O.
What's that for?
A small utility tractor. Lawnmower.
Crazy idea here, Brandon. Instead of fixing this stuff up, especially like $7,000, like $7,000, that's a down payment on a truck, even a used one, and then you can like, haul your stuff here to and fro. Because you just got the UTV fixed just to drive it around, or are you actually doing like work with it?
Just to drive it around.
Okay, so you could have put like $7,000 down on down payment on like a used pickup truck.
Yeah, well, around here, used pickup trucks mostly in need of new frames, so it's kind of hard to find one around here right now. Where did you get the $7,000 from? Just curiosity.
You told us $7,000. Did he not?
No, I don't. I mean, I may have said 7, but I didn't say $7,000.
You said $7,000 because I asked how much a new engine would cost. You said about $2,000.
Yeah, $2,000. Yeah.
And I said, okay, so how much have you spent so far on this, getting this repaired? You said $700.
$700.
I said,
Yes.
so you've spent over twice the amount of just buying a new engine to get this one running. You said yes. Am I crazy right now?
I've been on mute. Okay. So Brandon was saying it was $700, but when you asked him that it was twice as much.
I was confused on how he said that, so I just said yes because he just confused me.
And Brandon said yes. So
technically, I spent
not
a third for a
actually
new
more.
engine. I only spent a third for a new engine.
Okay, so this is
So he is still. So he has spent less as of right now
And it may only be
on
another
his
$200
current
to
on his
get
current
abortions for it.
plan. However, his current plan may or may not end up costing him the same.
No, it will not.
Well, it's either that or it's going to sit in your yard and not run.
No, it's gonna run after Friday.
Okay.
makes sense. It's okay. I feel a
I
lot
don't buy
better
it for
now
a second.
because I when I said $7,000 or I've been saying $7,000 for a while now, and you haven't corrected me at all. So
I'm just waiting for you to stop
very-
talking because I'm trying to figure out. Wait, where did
very
I say
concerned.
7, or where did you come up with 7?
All right. Hey, everyone's in the wrong. Everyone's in the right here.
I feel a whole lot better about this now that I know because I was honestly
still
sitting
don't.
over here thinking
I still don't.
how goddamn dumb does he gotta be to spend $7,000 on getting this thing repaired when you could
Listen, if
Not
there's
even
anything
close.
that I've figured out in life after the pandemic is you're not going to get anything done correctly the first time around. Dude, it never happens.
Oh yeah, you're true. Even before COVID, just saying. Even before we had
Well, I mean, your odds were a little bit better pre-COVID. Post-COVID, there's
Probably
no,
20%
there's no
higher.
chance. Yeah, well, that's still that's 1/5. That's actually still them be betting odds. So I'd rather take my chances. Nowadays, I've learned my lesson in. I mean, when did we officially end the pandemic and try to get back to normal? A year and a half
Have you
ago.
actually? Oh really? It's been that long already?
Yeah.
I mean, they still talk
Yeah,
about it online.
I've been back in the
about
I've been
COVID,
back in the office for a year and a half. So
I mean, they still talk about how there's different varieties of it, but
yeah, Brent, I currently have COVID right now. I know it's still around.
really,
Yeah, I do. I got it. I tested positive today.
lovely.
Yep. Well, I mean, you're not gonna get it, so you're good.
individual virus.
Unless I
Well-
sneeze through the microphone real quick.
Has the old myth in this Discord: if one person got sick, the rest did. So
That is a common occurrence.
Yeah, I know.
If someone gets sick, we all
I know. Yeah, I was included in that cycle a couple times because I always talked shit on it, and then it would always happen. But yeah, there's nothing's done correctly anymore
well, I found that out
at
the
all.
hard
So
way,
so what I do is I just avoid taking the cheapest route now because the cheapest route results in the worst result possible. So I found that if you just pay the money for it, then you get what you get.
I realize that because compared to $84 an hour to $130 an hour,
Yeah. There's no such thing as a bargain anymore where you can't get the same quality of work for less. If you want good quality work, you have to pay the most for it.
oh yeah,
Because everybody's wages are going up to $1 million an hour. So they're going to charge you more.
that's why I'm falling back now to the people who I actually trust and known for quite a few years for this particular engine. But
Well, obviously that
Let me
hasn't
learn.
paid off.
no, this was a new person. I gave them the benefit of doubt just because.
Yeah, at a bargain.
Well, it wasn't the cheapest.
Well,
Wasn't a deal of
I
quality either.
would have gone to the dealer.
Well, at the
That's what I'm
time,
saying. That's my
they wanted
point.
the whole equipment. I couldn't just send them the engine because they wanted the whole thing.
Yeah,
You guys
I
have
would
spat
have just
about that before.
I would have just paid the money and sent it to him. Be like, listen, I'm not going to deal with this BS of what you're currently dealing with because that's what I've come to expect post-pandemic. Everywhere I go, the shit that you're dealing with happens to me constantly. Just go to the source, pay the extra money to send it to the dealership, and
Well,
be
like I said, this
fucking-
is an
be
afterthought.
fucking done with it. Like, Jesus, why do you want to deal with this headache?
I know. Like I said, this is an afterthought. I
Send it to the dealership, be done with it, and
I
just...
should have done it at the first place, but I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Too nice of a person, I know.
Like, so many things have happened where I'm just like, I should have just done this. And since I've started just doing that, it's been a little bit better.
Well, as I say, shoulda, coulda, woulda, so...
He
it's in the
charged you
past.
a tow fee anyway. You could have paid a tow truck to pick it up and take it to the dealer.
Hey, use AAA.
Like if I have that bullshit. I'm not that
AAA 's
fancy to have AAA.
AAA is not bullshit. AAA has saved me multiple times.
Well,
And helped my friends, too.
Will they all like play on the same team together?
No. No, one of my friends was driving an old enough car that you could actually lock your keys in your car.
Oh God!
Yeah, he did that.
You know it
and
is completely.
I was like, dude, do you have...
It's
He's like, dude, do you have AAA? He's like, no. I was like, well, then, dude, you're totally effed.
I mean, technically, you can still lock your keys in your car today, so...
And then I called, and I had under my AAA account, because it used to be, I don't know what it is now, I used to get like an allotment of a certain amount of things. So, like, you can lock yourself out of your car for like 2 or 3 times in a year, and it's free. Then after that, it costs you money.
Who does that more than once a year?
I've seen it.
That's what I was saying. I'm thoroughly shocked at how many times you see the police out in like the Walmart parking lot helping someone because they locked their keys in their car. Like it is not uncommon. Like, how are we still up to this point where you have to you lock keys? Like I can't if my key.
Personally,
is in
I
my
don't think the
car-
police should be helping out.
Oh, that's no. If
I don't think they should be helping out with it. I know that they have the wedge and like the thing that you stick down in there. Like
The airbag.
it's not the airbag.
Well, that's what I call it, an airbag. You spread open the door.
It's basically like a glorified coat hanger, and then a wedge with a hammer that they just like wedge it into the door, and then hit it with a hammer that pries it apart enough for them to get in there with a little hook.
That's if you
But
lock
also,
the
like-
keys in your car, you can call the non-emergency number and the officer come out and open your door for you.
Yeah, but with like, I don't know. I mean, granted, like my truck doesn't have it, but like the
Jimmy Stick. That's a great name.
like with the fob, like how the hell you locking your keys in your
That's
car?
what I'm saying. Like my car.
Although I feel
It's
like
a-
it actually might be easier.
My
though,
car's a
because like think
2011.
about what do you do with your fob when you're. So
Well,
like
A-
nowadays you walk up to your car and then there's a proximity unlock. So as soon as the fob is within X amount of feet, the car automatically unlocks. Then you get into your car and then you just have to like push the start button on your car and it starts up.
Yeah.
So like what do you do with your keys?
My key just stays in my pocket.
Well, I'm sure there's a handful of people that will just like put it in a cup holder or something.
Yeah, but even so, like my doors will not lock if
the fob's inside.
Inside, yeah. So
Yeah,
that
and it'd have to be like a manual override where you have to like push the button to lock the car, like on the door. You know, like that lock button.
yeah. See, my car.
In order
it's a
to lock it.
2011. The only way that the doors will lock when the fob is in the car is you put it in drive. That's the only time the doors lock. If you're sitting in there with the fob and you try to hit like the lock button, it immediately unlocks.
What?
Yeah.
You see, I'm
I
so
don't like
cheap.
that
I
stuff.
still got keys.
I don't like that stuff. I have a 2019 and I have
Mine's
a
a
key.
2012 and I got keys.
Well, I mean,
I have a
bought
key, but the only
I bought a
place-
2013 and I had a key, and I have a 2019 and I have a key.
I have a key that goes in the fob, but the only thing it unlocks is the door and then the glove box.
Mine's actually just
My
set to
key,
all car.
my key has the button on it to like push to unlock.
Yeah. Mine does too.
Yeah, that's about it.
Sailor?
But you can never have a, if you have a manual transmission, you can never have a push to start.
Oh, I never thought about
have-
that. Yeah,
You have to have a key
yeah.
Why?
because you can't like push start like.
You put it in neutral and you turn off the fob. Right?
No, because you have to have the clutch in to start the car.
Well, newer farmer equipment, you don't have to have the clutch in.
Well, I'm not talking about farming equipment.
Well, have you
talking
tried a
about-
new car?
Just got back home.
Yeah.
Brad's here.
Yeah, dude, I've been trying to get a new Tacoma for
I'm just saying.
like 8 months now. Yeah,
Oh,
it
you
still has
haven't got a
regular
call
ass
about
key.
that?
No,
You might just.
no, my car. I talked to the general manager of the region of dealerships. Talked to him, and he's like, "Dude, what you're asking for just does not exist." So
That's what I'm saying, because didn't like.
I was like, "Well, okay, but I've waited this long, so I either want, like, I want this truck because it's the last year that it's going to be a V6."
Was it going to be a 4-banger or electric?
No, it's going to be like a 2.8 liter turbo.
What is
In
it going to be?
a manual. No, that's what it's going to be. It's going to become a
Well, it is making
6-speed.
my brain hurt. So
Although, so the automatic
it now?
transmission. The automatic transmission is a 6-speed automatic transmission, which is absolute garbage. It sucks. Manual is also a 6-speed with the new version, and they're all V6, 3.5 liter V6.
that's what they are now.
Yeah, what it's switching over to in 2024 is like a 2 liter or a 2.5 liter
With a little
turbo.
whistle on it.
turbo inline 4.
So it's going to be a whistleblower with a 4-banger. Oh, that's going to be cute.
Oh, it's gonna suck. Listen, so my Passat was the last year that they made that in a V6. It was a 2.5 liter V6, and the thing was, it was quiet. My parents loved my car so much that they went to try to get the same thing next year, and they went to a 1.8 liter turbo from it, and the engine noise was so loud that they were just like, no, this is not, we're not doing this. Terrible. But the automatic for the Tacoma is going to be a 10-speed automatic, but they're still going to do a 6-speed manual.
That's what Ford is. They're all going 10 speeds automatic for all theirs.
Yeah,
Which
but
makes
it
no
doesn't,
sense
it doesn't,
why 10.
what they don't understand is that it doesn't transfer over to manual. So, like, yeah, you can have a 10-speed automatic transmission with like a 1.8 or 2 liter turbocharged
got paddle
engine.
shift.
It doesn't work. That's
The
not a
Fords are.
manual. That's not a manual transmission, buddy. There's no
Well,
clutch.
Technically, an automatic, it does have a clutch. It's just not a pedal clutch.
There's no.
There is a clutch
no,
back. It is a clutch, just not the same clutch.
It's
There has
Not-
to be a clutch pack in it automatically.
Wait,
on it,
what
in
year
an
were you
automatic.
looking
in order to change gears, there has to be a clutch, but it's an electronic clutch that's built into the
Oh,
transmission
yes, I
in
remember
the
that.
car, so it's not a pedal.
That's what I was trying to get to. Yeah. It's still a clutch.
Cool, but like I don't give a flying F about that because it's not an actual clutch pedal. I want a manual transmission. But I'm saying like they can't convert something that's a 10-speed automatic designed engine over to a 6-speed manual transmission it doesn't work. So the gear ratios are going to be completely off. It's going to be loud as hell, and the shift points are going to be terrible.
Technically, you're just
because it's made to shift.
Because yes,
but the shifting is
you shift
because when you have a 10 speed, you're shifting at a lower RPM.
Yeah.
And that engine, that specific engine, is designed for more shifts, like 10 shifts, because it's a 10-speed automatic. So if you take those shift points and you divide it into 6 instead of 10, like, you're going to be winding the engine in order to shift. So it's not going to work. People are going to be complaining about it. So I'm looking for a 2023 because that's the last year that they're doing it. The 2024 Tacomas are completely redesigned. And granted, the interior is cool as shit because it's got like a big, like, 12-inch touchscreen and fancy seats and all that. But I don't really care about that.
Yeah,
I'd rather have the V6 with a manual transmission on it because that thing's gonna be a beast.
I just looked it up here, and there's no 2023s within 500 miles of me.
Yeah.
There's a 2022, a 2021. And
what were you looking at?
So I'm hoping that they'll, I don't know, they're gonna make it up to me somehow because I don't think that I'm gonna get this vehicle.
If you wanted a 2023, why don't you just get it from the factory?
Toyota doesn't do factory orders anymore.
Really?
Yeah, since the pandemic. So they've been trying to restock the dealerships instead, so you can't custom order.
What was the truck that you were looking at? I can't remember the name.
The 2023 Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport with a tech package. So it's like somewhat future proof. So it has like the blind spot monitoring and
access cab 6 foot,
heat warm.
double cab with 5 foot, or double cab?
Double cab 5 foot.
And it's a 3.5 liter V6 engine with 4-wheel drive, 6-speed manual.
Yeah.
Exterior color, any preference?
It would be Lunar Rock.
Fabric or leather?
Is leather because that's with the tech package.
Oh, add the technology package.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the tech package has the blind spot monitoring, dual climate control, and as a result, leather seats. I don't really care for leather seats. I'd rather have fabric, but that's just what happens.
Multiple. You have the technology package with options, advanced technology package with options, technology pack with options, premium package, double cab MT with options, premium package, double cab MT with options.
In Lunar Rock?
Yeah. I'm looking at their website.
Oh, well, yeah. So those are all accounted for. So, like, I'm in line to get one that comes off the assembly line.
Isn't it SR that you want?
No, TRD Sport.
Most of these are SR5s.
I have SR5 right now.
Just contact the dealer.
Yes, so you can contact a dealer.
So the dealer just can't order it?
No, because they can't order custom vehicles either. It's like whatever rolls off the assembly line, it gets allocated to they get allocated to ports because they're shipped via cargo ships. And then from there, they get allocated to dealerships in the area surrounding the port.
Yeah, nothing close to what my dealer has.
So super annoying.
What about?
But I told the guy, I was like, listen, this needs to be a financially viable decision for me, because that's how I started.
mean, most of them
this
gonna be
venture.
around 35,000. So I'll let you know.
Yeah, but my trade's worth 30.
Huh.
So
What
like,
about
my
out
monthly-
west?
My
Just
monthly
curiosity.
payment. My monthly payment doesn't change. That's the only reason I'm doing it, is because I would pay the exact same per month for my truck, and I can get a new truck for
What about
it.
out
So-
west? Mid states or even west?
No, this is countrywide. They have a countrywide search
Then you can't
on
find
this
nothing.
truck. No. I talked to the regional manager, whatever his title was, and he was just like, yeah, this truck, just the specifics that you're looking for, just doesn't exist right now.
So,
But I'm not going to settle
hypothetically-
because I have a 2019 truck, so like I'm not going to trade it in and get something that I don't want.
Hypothetically, does it have to have that color?
Well, I've been debating.
I mean,
Going
if
with
you
the-
had one, say,
I like the
in-
Luna Rock, man.
say
It's
in
pretty cool.
Illinois, for 30,000, but it's a white. Would you still get it or no?
No, I won't do a white truck again, or a white car. My
Even
Passat
if it's
was
everything
white.
that you had under market value, just
Yeah,
spend
only if I-
$1,000 and put a vinyl wrap on it.
Only if I stormtrooper it out.
I'm just saying. I mean, I hate white. I'm just saying, hypothetically.
Yeah, but if I change all the batching over to black and get black rims and then tint all the windows,
Do
See, I
a
don't like that
white
new fancy
that's
shit.
Blacked out.
yeah, stormtrooper.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah, I mean that's hood rich right there.
Good.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Speaking of that, I have my
The only one
my
I'd
new
consider is-
neighbors has a brand new Dodge Durango, and he put these rims on it. And every time I see it, I can't unsee it now. It looks like the wheels on an Amish buggy. Like it's got like the spokes.
Oh,
They're
like
they're
like the 8
huge.
spoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're huge, and I'm just like, that looks like he's riding Amish rims right now. He thinks it looks cool as shit. God, it's ugly.
Yeah, the only other thing I could do would be, I think, like black, and then just do it all blacked out. But my brother has a black Tacoma now.
Oh, twinsies!
Yeah, I don't want that.
Me, I like older vehicles. I don't know why, I just do.
Well,
I don't need all that fancy electrical
Huh.
bullshit.
Huh.
Give me a manual engine, maybe a manual transmission, depends on if I get lucky with the right transmission. But, yeah. Just give me a radio and power windows, hell with the rest.
Guess what I got my wife on board with?
I was going to say something, but I won't.
I was gonna say something about like BDSM or something.
No. We're talking vehicles here.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Anyway, continue.
An old Vic.
No.
Yeah. Charger.
Ever since I've known my wife, she's told me she would never drive a minivan.
Yes,
looking
Kia
at.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Kia Carnival.
There's one
hate
that's right down the
minivans.
road from my dad. She's like, that doesn't look bad. I was like, That's
sleek. It's
that's like Kia
sleek.
Carnival. And then
Yeah,
it
it
starts sending her
is.
TikToks of it. And I was like, you know, you
Yes.
could put a whole sheet of plywood back there.
Send her to the TikToks. Yes, you can. Multiple. 7 or 8 if you need to.
And she was like, what? She goes, our kids are grown. Why do we need a minivan? I'm like, because,
What? No,
you know.
no, that's not the question.
if
Give me a reason why you don't.
Yeah, I was like, imagine this, all right? You want to go into a store that I don't want to go into. Instead of me just driving past it, I can drop you off at the door and then go sit in the parking lot, kick back in the reclining seat, and watch something on the TV. I was like, just think
Yeah,
about
and then when you're
Wait,
ready
you don't
to
have
leave,
reclining
and you want
seats
to.
in your car now?
it. Not like full.
No,
footrest
back.
or-
No, like the captain's chairs in the Kia Carnival. It's just like fully recline.
They were
into-
crying and very nice.
I mean, my car seats recline, but I mean, I'm not going to sleep in them. I mean, they don't go back that
He doesn't
far.
know about a Kia car.
No,
You gotta,
no, he doesn't. No.
you gotta
The only
reach the
van
top.
I was in was my friend's Ram van. That poor thing.
That's like a 16-passenger van. So. No, man. Kia Carnival has like captain's chairs in the first passenger row, and they fully recline with like the footrests and everything, and they have like flat screen TVs in front of each one of them.
Exactly.
See, more electrical shit in a car I don't need.
No,
It's
see,
again
that's what you
simple.
do. That's what you do.
I
need.
don't need it, but you know, it could come in handy. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you can put 7 or 8 sheets of plywood in there. And like, so say you wanted you know, your wife goes into Target one day, Walmart, something like that, comes out and it's just like, oh, I bought a love seat, fully assembled. You're like, what? And then you're like, never fear, and then you just
Kia Carnival's here.
fold, yeah, then you just fold that captain's chair down into the floorboards, open it up.
It's called
And
a
you can-
roof rack.
You're gonna put a sofa on a roof rack?
Don't question me.
Goddamn hillbilly!
I have done some weird shit with a roof rack. Don't question it.
Can you clip that? Can you please clip that?
I tied some weird ass shit from a roof rack. Said don't tempt me with a fucking couch. That's probably one of the easier things I probably would be able to tie down. God, you can tell it's getting late. I'm getting frustrated.
Yeah, no, the Kia Carnival, dude, minivan, and you can fold all the seats into the floor, and you can still, well, you can still fit like, you know, at least like, I think I sent the video. It's like 6 sheets of plywood. You can still fit 6 full sheets of plywood, and all of the seats. You don't have to take the seats and like pull them out of the car like you used to with minivans.
I can do that with the Yukon, GMC Yukon. I can put 20 full sheets in there.
Yeah, but a Kia Carnival doesn't have. I mean, or the Yukon doesn't have like LCD TVs and reclining captain's chairs.
I don't need that bullshit.
They do.
I just want something I can haul our weight.
Well, I can promise you that
Boogie down the
a
road.
brand new GMC Yukon is much more expensive than a Kia Carnival.
With half the
Uh, mine's from the 2000s. I guess it'd be a very 1990s, I guess. 2000? I don't know.
Well, that doesn't count. Because then you might as well have a truck at that point. I'm talking
Exactly.
like luxury.
I don't
It's
need
a
that.
luxury vehicle.
So wait, why
What do you-
didn't you just tow it behind the Denali, or what are we talking about right now?
Yukon.
Yukon. Why would you just
Yeah.
tow the UTV behind it?
Because technically it's not our car, and
You just said, okay.
it's
See,
my
this-
grandmother's.
This guy, this fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said or mine is. I was like,
It's getting late. I'm
you
working.
You can use it to haul plywood, though.
Yeah, because she needed to go to Lowe's one day.
But you can't use it to tow something.
I'm not calling myself a pussy, but in this group, I might as well just say it out loud because that's how it just works in this group. I don't really feel like calling a trailer. Just saying. Or
so why
towing
not
a trailer.
just say that instead of saying I don't have anything to haul it with?
I think I'm too much of a pussy to pull a trailer. That's all.
I don't particularly care
That's
for
fine.
hauling a trailer either, but you know,
I can understand that.
it's a lot cheaper than having someone tow something I can pull from A to B. I can tell you for right now, I can't for shit back in one of them small little utility trailers.
Oh,
I
hell
can
no.
back in the big ass fucking truck trailer, but I can't do them little utility trailers.
Those bitches jackknife too easily because
Exactly,
it's too short of a
but-
wheelbase.
You know, the single axle.
If I had access to it, I'm not paying for someone to do something I can do.
Like I said, it's water underneath the bridge now, so it's good.
So you
Keep
get that
on swimming.
receipt.
You know, where you wouldn't have to, you know, worry about, you know, saying, oh, I don't have anything. You just get a Kia Carnival. That thing can't haul a trailer.
It can. You can get an optional trailer hitch on it.
Okay, but can it haul a UTV from point A to point B?
Definitely.
It's got that much horsepower in it.
You know.
I'm just adding to my list of reasons to get a Kia Carnival.
Not to
Although
dig
my-
myself.
After using my stepmom's.
It's got
back-
290 horsepower, so it's even more than the Tacoma.
There you go, kitty cat.
Dude, I've been wanting this thing for quite some time.
The
So
truck
if I
or the
can't-
van?
If I can't get the truck, I might get the Kia Carnival.
It's all on board. But you get the Kia Carnival in Lunar Rock.
It's called a vinyl wrap at that
I
point.
saw one in a pretty cool color that was close to it, and let me see if I can find it. Yep. Right here. Throw it in the admin room here.
You have to add more shit to my plate for you guys to know, but I am looking for a truck. So. Just haven't found one yet. That's decent.
Man, look at that thing. Phew.
At first, I thought that was a Jeep Wagoneer until I saw the front.
I'm sorry. That
Yeah.
looks nothing like a fucking Wagoneer. What?
Though the back half does. I mean,
Brandon, these
yes, this is a van. I realize that's a van, but
Brandon,
at first,
these
that
are-
back window is the same.
These are the seats, like the captain's chairs for that.
Okay, I like that orange. Not gonna lie.
And then on the right side, you see that LCD TV that's hooked onto the back of the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's you can fully recline and then watch whatever you want.
But yet, still more electrical shit I gotta deal with.
No,
It's less because you don't have to fix it because it's brand new.
It's electrical. Electrical will fail over time.
and here you go.
Oh, here comes
Brandon.
the plywood.
Yep. Phoenix knows
There's an
what's
actual
coming.
photo coming of that bullshit.
Yep.
I wonder how well the suspension is handling with one piece of laminated board.
I mean, it's got. I mean, almost. It's got 300 horsepower.
What's the tow or the hull capacity of that thing?
3,500 pounds.
Really?
Yep.
And what's the MSRP value on this? Just curiosity. $64, I'm guessing. I say
around,
50. I say 53,000.
Well, if you want the basic one, it's 33.
So in my mind, I can go buy a 1998 Ford or Dodge 450, or even hell a 350 for under 10 grand.
No, you can't.
I don't mind that color though for the outside.
Go fishing, boys.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here with this Tacoma.
Can you imagine showing up to the boat launch?
Can I just say something real quick?
I mean, I actually can.
If you do get this van, oh, that sounds so weird. Your wife could be a soccer mom if it comes down the line, rolling up with the van with your kids' friends, like with 5 of them in there.
Yeah, well, we don't have kids.
I'm just saying down the road.
Mm.
She'll be a soccer mom, and you'll be a fishing parent with a boat on the back of it every weekend.
I mean, if it gets to that point, then we're already set up for the future. So financially, it's a solid investment.
I bet you can't take that bitch on back roads, though.
I bet you can.
Not these roads. You're lucky you can find a pothole thinner than 3 inches deep.
I mean, it actually gets the same MPG as the Tacoma as well. So
Really?
actually, it's slightly better.
What's the the hull capacity of that Tacoma? I mean, it probably has to be under half a ton, I'm guessing.
6,800.
680 pounds, wow.
No, 6,800.
For a hull capacity or tow capacity? It's 2 different things.
Yeah.
68 I could see for the tow, but the hull, I mean, Dodge half ton be only 500 pounds, so.
1,700.
Really?
Yeah. Well, they're off-road vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the 2-wheel drive models. So I don't know.
That bet you need to be 4-wheel drive. If that's a thing for them, which I doubt it. Any idea for tomorrow? If you're gonna do construction sim ATS?
Whatever y'all want to do, fellas.
Well, we'll see what I'm.
Goes. That's a Jesus. Feeling up to it.
Yeah, if I haven't been hospitalized yet.
Like Monty?
I don't know.
Totally different situation.
I feel sorry for him.
Oh, did you put 2 and 2 together on what could be wrong with him?
I didn't really read too much into it. I've been chit-chatting to him earlier. I know he's been in and out of the HOS, so I haven't really read.
Look up what Roman Reigns had, and that will tell you what he's possibly dealing with.
Oh. Okay. That's something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like ever since we used that mom, oh, that's another thing that broke my wife's heart today, because she was like, she enjoyed riding around that Pathfinder, stepmoms, and like, because we folded all the seats down and we were just box after box after box loading that some bitch in, and we took it at grocery shop compared to just like having to arrange stuff in the trunk. She was in heaven. So she was like, once we get a little bit better off, she was like, why don't we just offer to buy it off of Stepmom? She doesn't drive it. That was the biggest problem. She didn't drive it because she has that Ford Flex now, and that's why it wouldn't start. And so she dropped the news on her day that her son has claimed it, so it wouldn't. When she decides to get rid of it, which she still doesn't want to, he's got first shot at it.
Yeah, Kia Carnival is solid option.
That's what I'm saying. And then, like, if you don't want people seeing him, they have the window shades in there.
Yep.
You can get a little freaky deaky in the back too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There will definitely be balls played with, but it won't be a soccer ball. Brands out.
Right.
You mentioned sex and brands immediately disinterest.
No, I'm just getting tired because it's like damn near 11.
Oh, boo. Oh, I've been up since 5.
Yeah, I've been good. Being good at going to bed at 10. So just like getting up early. That's all.
When I was your age, there was days I didn't get up until 10 p.m.
Yeah, no way in hell I'll do that. I think the latest I ever got up was like 8:30. I'm just a morning person.
You can't be when you have to work overnights. 11 to what? 2? That's so long. I'm fucking ancient. I don't even remember what my first work shift was. This shit sucked though.
Well, I'm getting off.
We didn't need to know that.
See y'all tomorrow, next week sometime.
Maybe. We'll see. The way this is progressing.
You don't sound terrible. You haven't reached the oh shit, PJ's you okay? If you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have known.
I mean, it's that's the filters and the stuff that I put in the microphone. In general, my wife got home tonight. She's like, "Oh, you sound like shit." It's like, "Oh, thanks." But it progressed so quickly. Aside from like just having like passive shit in my throat, that's like if I cough, it doesn't come out. I have to just like do like a clear your throat kind of thing. Then there's some crap in my throat, and then I was sitting here working today, and I got up to go downstairs, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm achy," and it's not from like working out or anything. Like my general soreness that I've had for the past week. I was like, this is like sick, achy. Like that's a problem.
Yeah, that's the first sign that shit's got
Yep.
to get wild.
Yep.
When you just feel like
It
everything's
was.
just drained and
Yep.
hurt all
Yeah.
over.
I stood up and I was just like, oh man, my body's just like not feeling great. But aside from that, I feel fine. But that's what, like, I texted my wife because I told her that
Can you hunt pharmacy? No, you
like,
can't.
when I went to bed last night, I was like, oh yeah, I got some shit in my throat, not feeling great. She's like, all right, well, just keep an eye on it. And then she texted me this morning. She's like, how are you feeling? And I was like, oh,
You should probably get tested.
progressively worse. We've got like a small stockpile of COVID tests. That,
Yeah, when everybody was just giving them out free, we
we just like, yep. So she's like, why don't you test yourself? And I was like, okay. Fully knowing, I was like, there's a 100% chance that it's COVID because it's
You come
specifically,
home with a hazmat suit.
it's specifically in my chest, and that's it. Like, I'm not congested. I'm not like, I don't have any cold symptoms. And like, my wife was sick last week with a cold, like a bad cold. And then her mom had COVID last week, but our interactions didn't align, so like it wouldn't have been from her. But as soon as I like broke out the test kit, I'm like, yeah, I know what this is. I could tell. And the test is like, oh, well, wait 15 minutes to make sure that you get the most accurate results. And like within 5 minutes, it was coming back positive. I was like, here we go.
Keep that shit over there.
Yeah. But I mean, the good news is like all plans are canceled for the weekend. And I've been like relegated to the loft area where I am now and the guest bedroom right below. Like, not a big deal. But I was supposed to be doing like moving shit for people this weekend. Like now I can't.
Oh, that is like the luckiest. Like, I'll put up with COVID if I have to help people move.
Yeah. Yeah, like moving furniture and stuff, like
Oh,
dressers. Not gonna be like, oh, I got COVID, so can't happen.
They're going to
So,
think you're
if it's-
faking having it to get out.
If it's yeah, I know, right? But if it stays like this, then like I feel like I'm in good shape. Because like I feel kind of shitty, but like, I felt worse.
You'll be fine.
You just sit there waiting for fucking. Alright.
I made a joke because I have like for my fraternity where we do a fantasy football league, and every year we host it at someone's house, and so they were going over like the confirmed people that were going to show up in person this week, and I was like, well, I was planning on showing up, but I must have inadvertently like licked an escalator handrail or something and forgotten about it because I have COVID now. So can't be in person.
You'll be fine.
Eh.
Just wear like one of them hazmat masks. Just wear the suit. You can still go.
Yeah, well, one of the guys was just like,
Or get one of those bubbles like Bubble Boys.
one of my frat brothers was like, well, I wouldn't mind a little vid in my system. Like, it's like I haven't had it for like a year, and it'd be a good excuse to not have to go into the office. So
I'll say that's where
he's like, I have no complaints if you show up, man.
He just grabs one. Can you call on this for me?
Yeah, that's what sucks. Like you get.
I was like, I appreciate that, buddy, but like you're not hosting this, and like it's not really on you to determine.
Well, see, that's like what sucks here. Like I could get COVID right now. They'd be like, you're still coming to work tomorrow, right? But I have COVID. We don't fucking care. Get your ass to work.
No, that's my wife. Like her, they don't have a backup plan, so like. Because she's a provider, like people book appointments with her, and like months and like 3-4 months in advance. So if she wants to take time off, she has to take it like 4 months in advance at least. But they don't have a backup plan if she gets sick. So last time she was actually like very sick. And she didn't have COVID, but they were like, well, like, can you come in? Can you just like suck it up and come in? And she's like, no. And they didn't have backup plan for her.
Dude, like this is how bad it used to be. Like it used to be like when it snowed and stuff, you could not call in sick. Like if you called in sick, they'd say you still get your. They'd like get your ass here. We'll give you a puke bucket. I was like, oh yeah, because you know that's what you want to do is plow snow and puke at the same time.
Oh, that's plowing, yeah. Plowing is the ultimate priority.
But now all these new guys come in and they're like, I have a cough. Okay, you stay home. Please do not come in. Then the bad guy's like, I just puked out for like the last 10 minutes. We don't care. There's a puke bucket.
Yep. It's like, you've been here before, man. Come on, figure it out.
Oh yeah, dude. See, like this week, I kind of miss being a kid. Like this week, all the kids got out early every day because of the heat. I was like, man, I miss them days. I was like,
I never got out because of the heat.
Oh, we hardly ever got out, but all the schools now have AC in them. I was like, so wait a minute, you guys have AC, but you still get out early.
Well, like, we also never had a cold day. Like, I see cold days happening in the winter.
Oh, we have. But see, like, here's where the school district's stupid. So, like, we had a day this year, or this past winter, where the wind chill got to negative 67 degrees. They went ahead and did school. But then, like, 2 days later, the wind chill was, like, -4. And they're like, oh, nope, we're canceling this to school. I was like, do you guys not know numbers? Like, you make them go to school when the wind chill is -60. But then it's -4, and you're like, nope, it's too cold.
Yeah, I don't...
Like, our school, of course, our school district's ran by a bunch of idiots. Well, that's like now, like, we get a dusting, like, nope, we're canceling school. And then they'll cancel school, like, all week. They're like, well, the city didn't do their job. They didn't clear the roads around the school.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, literally every street in St. Joe's done. Like, it's done. Nope, that's what we're going with. We cancel school for the rest of the week because you guys didn't do your job. I was like, dude, I remember going to school when we had a snowstorm so bad that 5 buses flipped over on its side. We were like, oh yeah, we're getting out of school. They're like, no, get your fucking ass to school now. Kids nowadays are just a bunch of pussies.
That's the kids we raise.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say it's the parents that are pussies. No offense, Phoenix.
No, I'm taking my kids aren't like well.
Well, yeah.
That's like, that's like most kids nowadays don't even have backpacks no more because like we do it all on a computer. They give us an iPad and we take it home. It's like I love how they're able to play like on computers all day. And I remember in high school, if you had a cell phone, you got it taken away permanently if you ever got caught with it.
PJs, I think you were muted up earlier when I mentioned it, but my dad qualified for a medical marijuana card. So here in Delaware, you can have so many plants or something or other. She was explaining. I never thought I would get this lesson from my stepmom. I hung out with stoners and everything in high school, but I never try anything of it, anything like that or anything. But today I learned the lesson between a male and female pot plant.
Yep.
And I learned that I'm gonna be taking care of them while they're on vacation.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix is gonna be a drug dealer from now on. He was like, "This is fun. I'll grow it, sell it."
She's testing because once you said 2025, you can have up to like 25 plants or something. So she's experimenting now how to grow it. I'm like, okay, all right.
There's quite a bit that goes into it.
She just got it sitting on the windowsill in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, that's just like they legalized marijuana in Missouri. So everybody's growing it now.
Yeah, so my college roommate who lives like 20 minutes away now, so we see him a bunch. His parents always used to, like when we were in college, they lived in Maine, and they would grow weed, and that's where we would get it from. Anytime he'd go home, he'd come back with like pounds at a time. I'm like, oh, okay. So he carried on the tradition, and as soon as they legalized, like both the growing and consumption of weed, like he just has plants in his backyard all the time, always. And he's got a little thing in his basement for the winter, so he can grow inside. I'm like, well, don't you want to know, like, nowadays with it being legalized, like, I don't know, back in the day when it wasn't, like, you had no idea how strong something was. Now it's very controlled.
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, don't you want, because you know, like, how many milligrams of THCs in anything. And I'm like, given how far technology has advanced, like, don't you want to know how strong whatever you're growing is? And he's like, no, I just like being surprised. Like, what? No. No, that sounds terrible. Because it's like, anytime you smoke it, like a different leaf or like a different bud can have a different potency. I was like, that sounds terrible. It was like, that's the reason I stopped doing the marijuanas, because I was like, it would give me anxiety and give me panic attacks.
He'd be like, it's
Oh
like,
my god.
Because the shit was getting more potent as, like, you know, like the THC oil. You ever heard of that?
Yeah. So
Oh man, that shit. Like, I got paranoid. I was sitting in my room, and I had a full-fledged panic attack, and I had smoked weed for like up to that point for like 6 years regularly, like daily. And all of a sudden I was having panic attacks, and I was like, what is going on? And so I just quit. I just stopped doing it.
That's so. My stepmom's daughter gave them a couple of cookies, but when my dad driving, like he never tried them any. So they stuck them in the freezer, and she told him if like when everything started happening, like if you really try the cookies, make sure you only give him like half a cookie to start with. And he was like,
he ate like 3 or 4, didn't he?
No. So he ended up trying one, and he called me the next day, and he's like, I don't know about them cookies. I've never been more paranoid in my life. So I found that funny, just that. And then my stepmom actually explained to me what happened that night, and it's even more hilarious. So she took a bite out of it, and she's like, from what she explained, that they make it into a butter, and then you cook with the butter. You make the cookies with the butter or something like that.
Yeah, so you can cook the marijuana to separate like the THC oil from it, and then you take the oil from the burnt marijuana and incorporate that into sticks of butter, and then
to make it less bitter or something, she was saying.
Well, it just makes it more like a fatty thing, so you can take that and then use it as regular butter to add to like cookies or brownies and shit like that.
Or bread and butter.
So she took a bite, and she's like, it just tastes like a sugar cookie to me. So she said, I gave it to him, and he ate the rest. She said all night he was getting up and down out of his chair, looking out the blinds, and she's like, what are we looking for? He goes, I don't know, but there's somebody out there. And like she said, all night long he was up and down. He was peeking out the blinds. At one point he's just staring out the window, and she said, I leaned up and go, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know, but there's somebody out there. She goes, you've been saying this for like over an hour now. She said all night long he was just constant and so paranoid that someone was watching them. And she's like, the blinds are pulled, right? I know, but what if they can see in through the sides or something?
Oh boy.
I told her, she's filled me more in on her previous relationship and everything, but my dad doesn't like drinking around her, but that's one thing she does, because the doctor told her that she could try anything, and alcohol is something, so she gives him like a shot and a beer every night, and he gets real goofy. And I said, I've heard that. It's like I've only heard one story of my dad actually getting drunk, and that was when I was like preteen. They went, like I had to stay at my brother's, and they went camping with all the camping buddies, and they got hammered. So my mom is in the bathroom of the camper with the latch wide open, looking down the hole, screaming for my dad. Meanwhile, my dad got lost in the cornfield and was following the North Star home. They found him the next morning laying out in the middle of the field, and they asked him what the hell he was doing. He was like, I got lost, I was just following the North Star home. And she goes, he does not get drunk. She said he gets a little, he gets a little buzz, and then he gets a grin in, and he gets funny. She goes, I've only actually seen him drunk they've been together longer than me and my wife. She said, in the whole entire time, I've only seen him get drunk one time, and that was when they went on vacation. He drank a little too much, and he was out on the house they rent. It's got like a gazebo that sits out over the beach in the water. And she said he was out there, and he was just a singing. She said he doesn't sing very well, but he was just a belting every word he knew.
Damn.
When
he doesn't sing very
like,
well.
And then as soon as he found the word, he started singing again.
He doesn't sing very well, but he was a singing.
I'd give anything to see my dad drunk one time, because he's like me. Like we're not mean drunks. We're funny drunks. We get really goofy.
Yeah, I've never seen either of my parents drunk. Like my parents were completely sober throughout my childhood or anything, and I've seen my dad have a beer, I think twice, and that's about it.
I thought I'd come and sit around and watch
It's
my
like,
dad.
but I heard all of this stuff. Like my mom used to be a hippie. Like my mom used to follow the Grateful Dead around.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Like my dad used to be a drug dealer in the 70s. Like my dad
My mom
used
was
I
a
love
hippie.
how
My dad's a drug
casually
dealer.
you said that.
well, how
Did
do
they
you think
meet
that-
from
how do you think
her
they
getting a
met?
score or what?
Yeah, how do you think they met?
This is
Woodstock?
a true story.
It was funny because there was one Christmas that we had, and my brother and I were talking about like eighths of weed and like the different types of weed, like
And his
indica
dad's over there
and
schooling the shit out of
sativa.
him.
No, he was like an eighth of what? And I was like, eighth of an ounce. And then he was just like, he called himself out. He was like, well, why would you divide weed into something that's less than an ounce? And because back in the day, the weed was less potent, so like it was sold by the ounce because you'd have to smoke more of it to get the same effects. So
Yeah.
now it's like an eighth of the weed will do the exact same thing. So I told him that. I was like, because like it's just more potent, man. Eighth of an ounce. And he got into like he would actually take out like, you know, like the scales for the justice system, the one that like the old school scales like that.
Yeah.
And he'd take a brick, like a 1 ounce brick of weed, and put that on one side, and then take his weights that he had and put it on the other, and that's how he used to weigh out weed to sell to people. And I was
Damn.
like, Merry Christmas. Like,
Merry
Jesus.
Christmas.
His
Like we were
dad
talking
sees the
about.
prices these days. He's like, "Fuck! I should have stayed in the business."
Yeah, I was like,
Because we could
first
have been
of all,
living high life.
I was like, best Christmas present ever is you just, without admitting, like you just admitted to selling weed.
What's your question, Brandon?
And like, two,
Could you imagine?
your measuring system is so flawed, like so inaccurate.
Could you imagine Keller if he was still in freaking if he was still in school, come back from Christmas break? Well, PJs, what'd you get for Christmas? Oh, I got the greatest gift ever. What? I found out my dad was a drug dealer.
I found that out in college. Yeah,
Former
Came
drug
back
dealer.
like-
Former drug dealer.
Oh yeah, former drug dealer.
yeah, former.
Wait, what? Yeah. So this is
Oh my
how we
God.
found out.
Yeah, and like he like never owned up to being a drug dealer. Like even after admitting all that, like because he never said the words. Like, oh yeah, I used to sell drugs, but it's like you admitted to using like manual scales, and like you used to get it by the ounce, and that was your scale. So. He's like, I never said that.
That's like Brandon saying, "I never said $7,000."
Yeah. But you went along with it.
problem is, he said that I was talking too much that he couldn't correct me, but he was talking in between. So like I went with the story $7,000 for a long time, and he never corrected me until it was done and over with, and he was just like, "Where'd you get the $7,000 number from?" Well, we've been talking about it for how long?
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad about the situation.
Well, it's like half
now
the
that-
argument.
Yeah.
It was
Now
the
that-
fact that he was paying more to have the service done, or it'd be cheaper to just replace the damn thing.
Yeah, that's my whole thing.
Right.
That's the whole reason that conversation took so long.
Yeah, and it was based on a lie.
$7,000 from what you said.
Well, you gotta remember, he's a complete fucking moron.
He's not that bad.
He's an idiot.
He does some very idiotic things. Yes, I'm not gonna deny that. But he's got his.
Nah, he's an idiot.
Well, I don't understand wanting to restore an original UTV if it's not being used for like to resell.
I'm not 100% certain.
Like if you're just trying to keep it working, like there has to be some kind of additional sentimental value.
I'm not.
And if there's nothing beyond just the fact that he just wants to keep it original, then like there's a giant effing waste of money.
I'm not 100% certain. It's just me assuming and things he said before. I'm gonna guess it probably belonged to his grandfather, and he's got some sort of sentimental attachment to it, and he just wanted it to, be as close to what he had. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Just like
that's why I made the comment as like
2023 nonsense. Like just if that's why you want to do it, like no one's gonna make fun of you for it. Just effing say that, because I'll make fun of you for it if there's absolutely no reason and you just want to do it. Like that's stupid.
That's why I made the comment.
It's a
Like
huge
I
waste.
understand the sentimental value, but sentimental value is probably for like it as a whole, not just the engine. And
Yeah.
so, who knows with that kid? But yeah, no, I was in the same boat as JT's. Like he's an idiot if he paid $7,000 to have the engine fixed on this. Like, what would you say? It was like a 1970 UTV.
Yeah, but then it's like, well, why don't you do the work and get all the replacement parts, like the original replacement parts that you need in order to rebuild the engine? Like, get all those first, then bring it to someone to assemble it for you. But like, if you bring it to someone, they're obviously not going to put original parts in it.
That's a very good point.
Like, who the fuck would do that?
That would be expensive as shit.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
You'd
he
have to go to like a
he
classic
couldn't-
restoration place.
He couldn't find the parts, so
Right. So what do you expect this guy to do?
give him the damn receipt. Goddamn it!
Right, yeah, I know. It's like, what is that receipt gonna say? What are you hoping? That's why I was like kind of joking at the end of like, well, like hopefully you get that receipt and it solves all your problems. But like,
I don't think Walmart's gonna take it back.
what's it gonna? Yeah, like there's no 30-day return policy for labor. What do you think is gonna happen with this 30-day return policy or the receipt? Like receipts rarely give you, like for car stuff, like it doesn't give you part numbers.
No.
I think that's what he's looking for.
Receipts are kind of pointless when it comes to vehicles.
Receipts are kind of pointless anyways.
Pretty much.
Like the information he wants, even if you just go to, like I said, like I was telling him, the mom and pop store, like right down the road, or shop down the road, like they still give you a list of everything they've done and like what the mechanic found and all. Like they give you a printout of that whenever the service is done. So I was like, that's why I don't understand why like he couldn't get that from this guy. This guy has a reputable business. Like even my friend's dad, who ran the shop out of their garage in their backyard, of course he had access to, he worked for an actual dealer, so he had access to all that he could print out and hand it to me. But even then, he still handed me the same sort of information. So it's a loss for me what he's going to get from a receipt and over like a printout.
Yeah, that guy's gonna be sorry though.
Hey, he's gonna knock his fucking block off, is what he said. Had to pay to see that.
He gonna do what?
He's gonna knock his block off.
I think that's what he said, or he's gonna knock
Something like that.
knock his head off or something. One of those two phrases.
No, if anybody gets to kill that motherfucker, it's me.
I need the address of the shop. I want to be there when he shows up on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat his ass. Fuck that fucking shop owner. You don't get that privilege.
He just walks in, JT standing there
hand that guy
behind
a
the
Bud
counter.
Light.
Oh, it's about fucking time.
It's like, I knew you were gonna be here.
See, that's the thing. He gets baby so fucking bad. I don't think he understands how real life actually works.
Well, that's kind of what I was explaining to him. Is like he's been having such a hard time going to like half-ass people who are like post-pandemic doing a half-ass job on everything, and most of the country's doing a half-ass job on everything. So I was like, dude, I would just spend the money to take this thing to a dealership. Like, if you want it done right, just spend the extra money and take it to a dealership and be done with it. Because, like, you're going to run into problems if you get it done by, like, a third-party person.
Well,
And that's just what I've learned
I
coming
wanna
out of the
say-
pandemic is a lot of people these days, like, they don't want to do their job and they don't want to deal with complaints. So
I mean-
if you want it done right and you want it done right the first time, just spend the extra money and get it done.
I wouldn't say the dealership's the best way to go either. But my truck's a proven point of that theory. They put my city work truck's been at a dealership. Had a new transmission
work
put
truck.
into it a year and a half ago.
Because JT
And
did
it-
training.
I didn't. But it has a brand new transmission in it a year and a half ago, and it's only got 100 miles into it. And other than that, it's been at the dealership the whole entire time, supposedly getting worked on. Got it back, what was it, Wednesday night? This tells you how long it is. They told our garage they just got done working on it. But yet there was like 6 inches of dust all over the windshield, and the battery was completely dead. So they jump started, got it back to the garage, checked it over. I was like, what do you want me to do? They said, drive it until you break it. I was like, okay, that's not a big deal because every time
Put
we
it
get
in
it back from the
drive.
dealer. Oh, no, close. Every time I get the truck back, I only have it for maybe a half a day before it breaks down. So, but the battery was dead, so I was like, okay, well, we'll charge it overnight. I'll get it in the morning. Got it this morning. Or no, got it yesterday morning. Wasn't able to drive it because I work on the paint truck all day. Took it home. Came back to work. And pretty much all of our trucks on our end is broke down right now. So my boss decided to drive my truck because I was in the paint truck. He had to follow, so he drove my truck. Drove a half a day, same fucking problem. And that's the problem. Every time this truck has gone back to the dealership, it's been for the exact same problem every time. Here's the best, but this is how stupid my fucking city is at City Hall. Brand new transmission, under warranty. They were going to charge, they charged the city $1,100 for parts. Our people were like, no, we're not fucking paying for it. We're not paying for labor. We're not paying for parts. It's under warranty. But our main boss like, well, you know, I still got to talk with City Hall about this. Confirm. City Hall's like, no, we'll go ahead and pay them $1,100 for the parts. They're nice enough. They're going to take care of the labor. We'll pay for the parts. So the city just dropped $1,100 of taxpayers' money on a truck that lasted for a half a day before the transmission broke again. This, and it's going back to the dealership again for the 10th time for the exact same problem. I was like, that's the worst part. You fucking idiots keep spending money to a dealership that can't fix the problem.
Yes, you can. Just not in Farm Sim 22. You can farm.
I was like, and the
you
worst
have to
part
hunt-
was they even
hunt
flat out
the-
said, they said
the
any
hunter.
Ford dealership
Called Wild.
will cover the warranty on your transmission. I was like, so why in the fuck do you keep taking it back to the same place that cannot figure out how to fix this? And City Hall's excuses, well, they started the work, they need to finish it. It's like, that is the dumbest theory I've ever heard in my entire life.
All I'm getting from this is you like blowing trannies.
No.
Okay, you blow a lot of trannies, man.
No.
That's what I do.
What the fuck is your wife seeing you? Does she feel bad for you because you were special?
She knows no one else would. I'm thinking that might be.
She's like, aw, he's so adorable. He's a little
She
special.
needs someone
I feel
to take
bad
care
for
of
her.
him. And then she's like, no other woman's gonna want him. So
This kid
that.
can't be out in the world on his own.
Yeah.
No.
She feels bad. She's like, oh, she looks at him like the little squirrel that just got like ran over by a car, broke his leg. It's like, I just can't leave him fend for himself. He would never make it.
Hey, I'm a good cook. I can make her laugh. And I'm not too shabby in the bedroom, so she lucked
But
out
I
on this
fe-
deal, alright?
But I feel like she could probably cook too.
Yeah, some stuff. She'll tell you right flat out that I'm a better cook, so I get to cook all the meals.
Get to?
You know, she also could be saying that because she's like, you know what? I really fucking hate cooking. He likes to cook, so baby, you're such an amazing cook. Why don't you cook supper tonight?
Oh no, so like I've talked about it before, like my mother, like the only thing she knew how to cook was spaghetti and Hamburger Helper, and I didn't learn till recently that she didn't put all the flavoring packets into the stuff. So I was like, I grew up like with just not knowing what good food tasted like. So once I start learning how to cook myself, I'm a damn good cook. My dad and stepmom, who are like, they don't like anyone cooking for them. They want to cook it all themselves. Like, I actually made them a Christmas dinner a couple of years ago, and they were blown away. I was like, see, I'm not bad. I'm not bad at all. So I prefer to cook because I don't want to end up eating shit that I don't like I did growing up. So I'm full blown on wagon of being the cooking relationship.
See, I got lucky.
Right
My
here.
grandma was like an absolutely fucking amazing cook. She had her and my mom's real dad had a restaurant that they owned in Minnesota. So like she could cook. And luckily, you know, she's one of the moms that taught her kids how to cook. So I got lucky there.
That was my problem. My grandmother couldn't cook at all either. Like Thanksgiving dinner sucked when growing up because
Let me
my
guess, the
grandmother
turkey was
couldn't
dry.
cook, which meant my aunts couldn't cook because my mom couldn't cook. The turkey was always like dry as shit. And let me put it this way, we start frying the turkey because like my dad got the big ass deep fryer, and we tried it once. And when we were camping, the guys cooked it, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's like the most amazing turkey ever!" And then my dad kind of got tired of deep frying our turkey every year, so my stepmom made one in the oven, and I was like, "Why is this turkey so juicy?" Just how it is. It's like I'm used to it being like when it comes out of the oven, it's bone dry. Like you take a bite, and you're like, because it's so damn dry. Kind of like the scene out of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Well, see, that's like what cracks me up. Like, you know, people make fun of me because when I grill steaks, I'll put aluminum foil down first. I'll cook them on that. People are like, "Oh, why the fuck would you do that?" And I was like, "Well, if you were smart, you'd actually know that aluminum foil has a purpose. You put the aluminum foil down, you put your steaks on top of that, you cut little slits next to it. That's what that aluminum foil does. It puts that juice on there, and then the meat soaks the wrap back up.
It just cooks in its own juice.
Yeah, it cooks in its own juice." I said, they're like, "Well, I like my steak having that nice charcoal grill mark on it." I said, "Well, yeah, if you fucking shut up and listen." So when the juice soaks all back up and you cook it to whatever you like, your preference, you take the aluminum foil off, you throw it on the grill, let that flame hit that juice. That flame's going to shoot up, so it's going to leave the marks exactly the way you want it. And you got the juicy steak ever. They're like, "Oh, whatever." They've been into like, yeah, I've never been to somebody's house that's grilled steaks and their steaks be that juicy. I was like, well, yeah, because nobody puts aluminum foil down, so the whole entire time, literally all the liquid coming off the meat burns up in the fire. There's nothing there to keep the juice into the steak.
So you're supposed to... Jesus, I'm feeling progressively worse. You're supposed to do the opposite of that. So you put it on the grill at a super high temperature. You sear the outsides, and then that keeps the juices in. And then you put it in the oven and bake it for a bit to cook the inside.
No, do not bake steak, mister.
Nah.
That's how Gordon Ramsay told me to do it. I've never done it, but that's how Gordon Ramsay told me to do it. That's how you get the perfect steak, apparently. You sear the outside and then you put it in the oven.
Well, yeah, you can do that.
I'm just going by what
Sear on the blacktop. Yeah, sear on the blacktop or blackstone. Sear the outsides of it, a minute each side. Seal everything inside, and then you're supposed to bake it. I'm out for the night, guys. I am feeling like garbage.
Have a good night as possible, sir.
Good night, buddy. Get to feeling better.
Yeah, will do. I'll let you know how I'm doing for tomorrow.
Word.
All right.
Word
life. But yeah, no, I ain't like. I remember anytime my dad made something that had like seasoning, my mom never. I guess my mom just didn't like seasoning. Like,
well,
anything
see
with
here.
Flavor. Like my dad made these steak fajitas once. That were, oh my god. And she hated
What I don't understand is like all my black friends like, "Oh man, you white people don't know how to cook." I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, you white people don't like seasoning." I was like, what white person do you know that don't like seasoning? Like, everybody in my family, we use salt, pepper, garlic powder, you know, garlic, onion. We use all that shit.
Yeah, no, you gotta season it. But
Exactly.
my sister-in-law, who was black, hit me with a new one. They put barbecue sauce on their burgers. I've never heard of that till recently. Like I've heard of like squirting some barbecue sauce on your butt, but no, they like slather it in barbecue sauce and throw it on the grill.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
That was new. She did her hot dog stuff too, which I feel like is more common, but
Nah, burger's a lot better barbecued than hot dog.
no, apparently she's a vlogger too. She does the whole grocery. Oh, that stinks. The grocery store hauls or whatever. I'm like, all right. So she was filming me grilling. She's like, I don't know how to cook, y'all. Look at this. My brother's like, oh no, you're gonna be on YouTube now. I was like, I've done a lot worse on YouTube. He goes, what the hell you be doing on YouTube? I was like, that's what I do for a living. I make YouTube videos.
Dude,
You probably shouldn't show your wife some, especially with a guy named Toby. And you don't want to show her those.
oh boy, yeah.
Or the Snickers store.
Oh boy.
So I have two brothers from my dad's previous marriage.
Uh huh.
Right, and both of them, I've heard how I put this darker meat. All right.
Yeah.
So they both have biracial kids. Now the one of them, they're the same age. I think they're like 10, maybe 11. They're the same age. All right. One of them is on the smaller size for their age. The other one is gigantic. And I don't just mean like chunky. Some bitch is over 6 foot tall. He's taller than me. At like 11 years old. I'm like, are you shitting me right now? Who is this big motherfucker showing up over here at the park? Oh, that's Jason's kid. What? He's got almost like a full beard.
Oh yeah.
He's not even a teenager. Like, what the fuck is this?
The woman that used to babysit me when I was real little, she was black and then she married a white guy. They had a kid together. I want to say by 7th, well, I guess it'd been the end of 7th going into 8th grade. He was 6'3". 6'3" and 240 pounds. And I don't mean like fat 240 pounds. I mean like ripped 240 pounds.
Well, this kid he's chunky, but he was over 6 foot tall. Had easily. He was taller than me. I looked up to him. I was like, holy shit. My youngest one, she's almost taller than my wife, and she's like, but good lord.
Fuck. I mean, I'm 6'3". I want to say I didn't even hit 6 foot until like maybe my sophomore year of high school.
So my growth spurt happened really early too. Like my doctor kept telling my parents that I was going to be over 6 foot tall, and I want to say like right around the time I started middle school, I just kind of plateaued, and I've just been 5'10" the rest of my life. 5'10", 5'11", depends on how long before I got out of bed when they measured my height.
Yeah. Well, shit, that's like, the guy that, with my mom to create me, he's 7'1", and what was crazy, like, he was 6'9" forever until he was like 24. Then like when he turned 24, like he kept having like all these problems, like fucking was just hurting this and that he couldn't figure out. So he went to the doctor. He's telling the doctor everything that's going on. He's like, yeah, he goes, this hurts and this hurts, and he goes, this is going on, this is going on. He goes, I'm swelling up because none of my stuff fit. So he goes, go stand over there and let's get a measurement real fast. And Dubby goes, you aren't sick or anything, because your problem is you just grew. He's like, what? He goes, yeah, you're over 7 foot tall now. He's like, he goes, I thought like puberty was done by such and such age. He's like, well, technically, yeah. He goes, but you grew. And see what's funny, like everyone's like, man, I wish I was that tall. Nah. Like, that dude has to bend down to get through every doorway. He has to have custom order shoes because they don't make shoes his size. I was like, I wouldn't want to be that tall.
I had a principal, like, he was he was a principal. My kindergarten principal, or elementary school, he didn't, I don't think he made it all through the years that I was in elementary school, but he was 7'1", I think, and just a fucking massive dude coming through like he had to duck down to get in every single door in the elementary school, and it's just like, good lord. And he was like tall and lanky. It was the most hilarious duo you've ever seen, him and the assistant principal. Because I think his name was Mr. Griffith. 7'1", real skinny, tall, lanky guy, had to duck down. And then you had the assistant principal, which I want to say he was like 5'8", and kind of looked like the guy from Captain Underpants.
Oh yeah.
He kind of looked like that guy, like the way he was built. He's just round, and he had a little bit of hair on each side of his head.
Damn. Well, shit, that's like, I went to high school. We call them the Giants family. The dad was 7'3", the mom was 6'10", the son was 7'1", and the daughter was 6'9". I was like, damn. Like, are you the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk, and you just had family?
The NBA experiment back in the day.
Well, see, that's the crazy part. So, like, the high school made the son play basketball.
Jesse, how are you?
And he was so horrible at it. So horrible. And I felt bad because, like, you could tell he didn't even want to do it. We're like, he doesn't even have to move. He could just stand there. Like, just because he could do something doesn't mean he wants to do it.
They try to recruit me to play basketball so hard. I never thought I was like really good at it, but I could shoot. Like I could shoot 3-pointers, free throws, all of that. And I never wanted to play like not professionally, like competitively. Like I never wanted to play for this. See, I just enjoyed shooting around. That's all I wanted to do. Like basketball never particularly interested me unless I was just shooting the ball around. And the gym teacher was watching me one day, and he's like, "Jesus, you haven't missed a shot." I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You mind if we do get a couple of the guys and just have like a little scrimmage game?"
Be like, yeah,
Sure.
I didn't miss a shot, motherfucker, because I ain't LeBron James, bitch.
I was like, "Sure." And like they're trying to block shots there. I'm still thinking them. And he's like, "Have you ever thought about maybe joining the school team? We could use you." And I'm like, I don't want to play basketball. I just like playing basketball for fun. Every time we had like the free time in gym class, and I was just playing basketball. You sure you don't want to join the basketball team?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Same way
I'm
with
sure.
wrestling. Like they so badly wanted me to join the wrestling team. I was like, I really don't want to roll around on a mat with another dude. I was like, no offense. Like you guys do you, but that doesn't pique my interest.
The whole entire time you're watching WWE.
Yeah. I was like, if I can hit the guy with a Stone Cold Stunner, sign me up. But no, if I can't Swanton bomb a guy, like I don't want to do anything. Yeah, there was a bunch of wrestlers that was like, there was a couple in my shop, and there was a couple in the carpentry, and they're so badly like, "Dude, you should join." I was like, "Why would I do that?" Because like you could dominate your weight division. I'm like, yeah, but then I'd have to wear like this really skinny, like skin tight thing, and show off my package, and then I'd have to like roll around with another dude on a mat, and you've even told me yourself that you get boners doing it, and I'm like, that's not for me. Like, what if a dude popped a boner while I was wrestling him? I was like, I might have to deck the motherfucker.
Go! What? Whoa! What the fuck is that? Oh, sorry, man. That's just my dick. Don't worry, I'll ping you in a second.
Bro, you poking me in the back or something? That better not be your dick. That better not be your dick.
It's my dick. Oh, god damn it!
It just throat punch him.
1, 2,
The
3!
referee blows the whistle. Illegal move! No, it should be illegal is that
Could
dude's dick
you
hit my
imagine?
back.
Ref, his dick is going in me. Technical. I don't know if technical is a real thing in wrestling. I don't know jack shit about high school wrestling, but
That's a technical foul.
what's the problem? This wrestler had a boner, stuck his dick in that wrestler's butt.
That's illegal
That's
unless
sexual
it's on
harass-
camera.
That's sexual harassment.
That would be me. The first time one of them dudes caught a boner while we were wrestling, I'd be like, sexual harassment. I need an adult.
Dude. All I can think about is that episode of fucking Family Guy where fucking Cleveland's riding a bike and he's giving Peter a ride on the back of the bike. Hey, Peter! It's the bike.
Oh boy, I've been rewatching that. Godly, some of the shit. Yeah. Episode where Peter gives Chris the Playboys, and you hear him in there, and then he walks in, he's sitting there, paddle ball. And then he walks out and you hear the same sound, and then Peter gets a worried look on his face and pulls the paddle out from behind him.
I like the episode where Peter carries around the cardboard cutout of Farrah Fawcett. He gets tired of it, so Chris takes it. He goes, "Oh, it went limp." I'm so glad this fucking week is finally over.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Dude, I love the heat more than the normal person, but this week was just fucking flat out miserable.
Yeah, well,
Today-
really all that bad here today.
Let's put it this way, today was the coolest day of the week, and that was 97 actual temperature, and it was the coolest day of the week for heat index. We only got to 111 today. Fucking Monday we end up getting up to 131. Real feel Tuesday was like 128. Wednesday was like 128. Thursday was 125, and then today was 111. And then tomorrow's supposed to be like high of 83. I was like, that's like a huge fucking difference. Like Mother Nature's like on her period or something. Because how do you just go? And that's like what cracks me up. So like last Friday, the high was like 79. Then we just jump straight up into the hundreds and 90s. And then we go from like hundreds pretty much all week back down to like the low 80s. Then 24 hour. I was like, how temperamental do you have to be, bitch?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are still watching, it seems like I'm having some internet issues right now. So if you guys did like the stream, do me a huge favor.
And our weather
like
people
down
are
below.
stupid because like all week they're like, oh, this week's going to be extreme hundreds pretty much every day. And they said, but we're going to get a nice cool break on Friday.
If you guys do want to see future streams, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you guys want to know if I whenever do a live upload a video, click the notification bell. As always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Have been all week.